Hello. Welcome back to today's Daily Boost. As we were talking about earlier, it's very good that I never published the schedule this week, so y'all didn't even know if we were going to come live today. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. But hello, we are here for your Sunday night boost because we need a boost. We've been up forever. The Vikings won this morning. Welcome to Root Chakra Sunday Daily Boost, the first of season 3. Yes, season 3 of the podcast. Dr. Flo's going to tell you more about that in a second. I'm Tara Priolo. I'm your resident white-facing, biracial, multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same. As I've already said, it's Root Chakra Sunday. We're also going to do a We the Urban Post, and we're also going to read 52 Weeks of Conscious Contact with Melody Beatty. And I believe this week is called Weathering the Storms. Dr. Flo, who are you? What are we as a network? And what is the significance of season 3? We have 3 questions to answer. Go.
Amazing. Dr. Flo, online coach and mentor of those who are bold enough to follow their bliss. What is the significance of Love and Action Network? I don't track questions well. I know that we seek to encourage, equip, and empower people, and that's why we show our black asses up, allegedly black, every Sunday to do the work. And so that's pretty cool. And season 3 is starting today because it's transition time. I've got Christmas shows to do. You all are going to be meeting new people during this season. You know Tara, you know Poppy, you know Angie. They are frequent flyers of the network these days, and you know these personalities well. But as we start to add in band members and staff members and people to create this Christmas show, it's going to be important that people understand that this is a fresh beginning. I have until about October, plus or minus a few days, October 14th to call in a new creative team. And then by the 21st, I want to start rehearsals for Christmas, either solo dolo or with the team. And then we're going to start running shows around November 9th through the beginning of the new year. And I thought that would be good to capture for 3 months. So you can expect at least, season 2 was ridiculously long. I'm talking ridiculously long. I think we did probably over 150 episodes in season 2 of this documentary
we're in 200 and some of the season finale of season 2. So.
Oh, I'm underselling it. There's just a lot of content out here, what we've been building for years. And now, as of today, we're starting season 3 because there's never been a greater time to just move on.
Move on.
You have to make a decision that you want to grow the tree of your life in different ways and what that means for you. And so you're going to be seeing some really awesome people come on the podcast to chat with Tara and Poppy and I, and have community conversations, special guest, invitation only. You're going to be also seeing me build this Christmas show. Last year, at the last minute to me, because I'm a bit of a recovery perfectionist, I received these amazing Christmas suits in order to debut the Christmas show, and then it didn't quite lift. But this year in season 3, we're actually going to lift these shows. We're going to call in the community that wants something special. And the Christmas gift that's coming and the Christmas miracle that's coming is all of you. The cats are going over on TikTok. Thank you, kitty cats. And thank you all, cool cats. But the miracle of this season, as we begin to go into the cooler months, some of you are right now about to be affected by SAD. SAD for people is seasonal affective disorder, where as it gets cold and as things start to transition, our bodies start to do these changes and shifts that I'm not a real doctor. I just play one on TV and the kids think I'm one. But I'm not a real doctor, so I don't know the reason why our bodies actually do this shift into this sad or depressive state. However, communities like this anchor and co-regulate an energy where we can, know that we're loved and lovable and hang out. And anyway, so that's my feelings on that. I hope I answered all of the questions before venturing too far into the woods.
I
Um,
think we're successful.
we're here every Sunday to start Love and Action Network's 7-day pillar challenge. This is based around the chakra system, which are 7 wheels in the body that they can either spin comfortably for you and easily for you, or they can get stuck. And only you know if your I am and who you are in your life is moving fluidly or stuck. Only you can know if your feelings are moving fluidly or stuck. Only you can know internally if love is flowing through you abundantly or if it's stuck. Only you can know if your words are stuck in your throat, if your thoughts are stuck in your thought center, and if your understanding is stuck. Like, this is very personal. Earlier in the TikTok live, I was crying with someone on the live about mirror work. Only you can know if these wheels of your life are stuck or not. What we do in our communities Sunday through Saturday with Tara, who's been so committed to, where are my claps? Let's do a round of applause for Tara Praolo, who survived, who weathered the storm, full circle moment, of season 2 finale, which was well over 200 some episodes to get to this point. Damn.
Damn. Also a damn. Y'all, Free Palestine. Tomorrow is the anniversary of October 7th. We have officially been witnessing genocide for a year, which actually started over 100 years ago when Zionism took over and Britain and the United States decided to create a by proxy colonialist state called Israel. So, do your research, call. You all know that, sure, calling might not feel like it helps. But at the end of the day, if we don't call, what are we doing? Because overhauling the entire U.S. government seems unlikely in the next 365 days. So, and especially in the next 30 up until the election. So that's there. Let me lift y'all up a little bit.
Whoa. I just want to also say the reason why we use services like 5 Calls and other advocacy programs, we're not pretending like we're going to change the government and change our lives in 365 days or the next 30 days until the election. What you're trying to do is to put your love in action. If you do email someone, and the cats are back again. If you do send the email, you will feel a weight lifted instead of feeling guilty for doing nothing. What I do know in my life and the life of my community is when we do nothing about the things that we feel deeply about. I'm going to have to turn off this filter because these cats get on my nerves. These wonderful TikTok effects.
Nothing's gonna harm you.
But sometimes when you're sitting around thinking about the hunger in your community, the homelessness in your community, houselessness in your community, the bombs being sanctioned and dropped into Gaza, it can really feel very overwhelming, and you can feel like, well, there's nothing I can do. I tell you one thing, emailing someone or calling a friend and talking about it and raising voice about the oppressed people, if you do, in fact, take that action, you're going to feel a weight lifted off your chest. It's a different feeling than, well, I could have done something, but I did nothing. If you do use these services, And we need to put a resource page in our network for people to have an easy way to grab. We do have the suicide hotlines and things like that available for people who may be feeling in the lowest of the low. If you are out there today and you're feeling a deep pit of despair, I want you to tie a knot on the end of your rope and just know that love is coming to look for you. And it's going to look like people who are going to get their shit together enough in order to start organizing so that no one feels afraid and alone. And the wonderful thing about our network and what we anchor every Sunday is that there's a place for you to belong. And even if you belong to us and with us for the next 7 days alone as we go up through the chakras and then you depart, because many people depart, child. Some people stay for 1 moment in time, 2 moments. What are you saying?
I was trying to find my peace sign, and it takes me a moment in the green screen.
Like 2 moments too. Anyway, I'll land by just saying that if you're with us, strap in, because we're going to be going up. The lawyers approve here. We're going to be going up the mountain this week. And once again, we're here every Sunday, starting in the root chakra. And then by Saturday, we end up in our crown. But are we going to go that direction or head into the melody beatty and weathering the storm?
Do you want to weed the urban?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's weed the urban. Here we go, folks. The affirmation of the day. This was posted yesterday. I am devoted to loving myself fully. I'm devoted to loving myself fully. And here we go down the slides. Take what you need, give nothing back. I don't remember what that's from, but anyway. People who love you take your feelings into consideration. Thoughtfulness is one of the most profound expressions of love. Every time you put yourself out there, despite the possibility of rejection, you validate your courage and willingness to take risks. Embrace rejection as a form of empowerment. Your journey is one of hope, not of self-shame. I see you trying. Please keep going. Trust is the spine of love. Oh, that's beautiful. That might get me. Trust is the spine of love. Reassurance is the blanket of love. Patience is the wisdom of love. Honesty is the clarity of love. Effort is the pulse of love. Understanding is the grace of love. Intentionality is the compass of love. Vulnerability is the courage of love. Ooh. Mood.
Wait. Can you wind it back? I need that, yeah, because that.
Trust is the spine of love. Reassurance is the blanket of love. Patience is the wisdom of love. Honesty is the clarity of love. Effort is the pulse of love. Understanding is the grace of love. Intentionality is the compass of love. Vulnerability is the courage of love. Oh, that's beautiful.
Who is that?
It's just a We the Urban quote, babe.
Who is speaking? Who's talking to me?
We the Urban.
That is so
That's
good.
so good. I'm gonna screenshot that and put it in some chat later where I can.
That needs to be in a frame somewhere. That needs to be in every museum.
Honestly, I want to print.
So,
Okay, mood. Shaping a new era of self, relentlessly and unapologetically. Self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-discipline, self-validation, self-unification, self-awareness, self-confidence, self-acceptance, self-compassion, self-preservation. Good intentions don't erase harm caused. Not sure who needs to hear this, but don't let their destructive patterns control your life. Prioritize your peace. Don't beg. Don't force.
say what now?
Don't beg. Don't force.
I'm gonna pause you right here because I didn't bring any inspiration, but I am the inspiration. And let me tell you something. And so y'all are the inspiration, and y'all are the miracle. Don't beg, don't force. Also goes along with what we've been talking about over on TikTok off of the last week or so about the law of attraction. Do not chase anything or anyone in your life, folks. Just
Right.
be attractive.
Right.
Be attractive. Like your good is looking for you. Your people are looking for you. Your opportunities, the open doors are there.
Right. Agreed.
And it's not an exhausted rat race kind of thing. It is that be still and know. Zinfandel?
No, child. This is from Wink Wine Club. It's some rosé from Wink Wine Club. That's in the kitchen. It's a rosé. Yes.
I've never seen you with a Zinfandel. I should have known.
Never. I do not like white Zen. My mom does. I do not. This is the last slide, folks. Remember the past, but don't get stuck there. Life is happening right now. Be a part of it. I'm gonna just get this little linky poo. Now the super chat has been transformed and now has a bunch of different topics. So there you go. Those of you that are special enough to be in the group chat, you now have the link to it. And
by special enough, it means that you just reached out to us, either of us on our platforms, and said like, yo, I'd like to be part of your cool community that's trying to liberate people. I mean, we don't talk about that enough, and we really should focus that as we move towards the melody. Everything that we do here collectively and individually in our businesses is all about liberating people. We're not calling you into our organization or into our club or secret society so that we can put you under our thumb or tell you what to do. That would just be against everything we stand for. In fact, people in the past have come and gone because they thought that we were trying to like play those types of games. The only thing that we are trying to anchor and amplify in this community is liberation, with the understanding that liberation looks differently on every single one of us. And the things that are liberating you and make you feel successfully liberated are not the things that necessarily like turn me on in that way. And so we really have to get curious then about and Tara and I do a great job of this, and it does turn some people off, but fuck them. Tara, what is liberating you today? What's going to make your Sunday night be more liberated? Flo, what's going to make your week more liberated? Having those conversations with the people that love you and that are around you is very important, because everyone is not committed. Start thinking. I'm going to let go of this microphone soon. But make a list and an inventory in your life, folks, today.
We all remember on Clubhouse how we all try to grab the mic from each other? I was like, one mic.
Get your green bean. One mic.
I'm going to mute you.
Make a list, folks, in your lives about who is trying to liberate you, or who you perceive in your life is trying to liberate you, and who you perceive is trying to not.
Yeah, and I would even say who is trying to liberate themselves, because the reality is that no one can liberate you. You must liberate yourself, and by liberating yourself, you allow others to become liberated. It's funny that you talk about this, because I literally posted last night.
I would still make the list, folks. But yeah, she's right. Make the list and watch them hoes. But
right, there will be people working against you. Right, to try to keep you unliberated, right, or unfree.
It does start within, and they don't have that kind of power.
Right, exactly. And the sooner you understand that, it does not matter what people say about you. It doesn't matter what people say behind your back. It doesn't matter what people say to your face, because you are that strong. You are liberated within yourself. You know who you are. You are, right? And if you need some inspiration, what I asked last night on one of my posts was, what does freedom sound like? What does your freedom sound like? Does it sound like Martin Luther King? Does it sound like John Lewis? Does it sound like Jesse Norman? Does it sound like Dr. Flo? Does it sound what does your freedom sound like?
Mine is James Baldwin and Maya Angelou. Like
Yes.
if you've ever watched conversations on YouTube between James Baldwin and Maya Angelou, they would just sit there with their cigarettes and just slow talk ideas and freedom. Ooh, they just came to visit your house, child. Which did it feel more like Maya or more like James?
A little more Maya.
It had a knife involved. Yes, that's definitely phenomenal woman, phenomenally.
My God. My God on Jay.
But yes, that's the juicy stuff that we're getting towards and getting into.
Yes. All right. Beanie,
Let's do the beaties, shall we?
shall we?
For those of you who've been around for the last 3 years, you'll know that we've been consistently reading a singular text together because there are very few unifying things that people are trying to find in life these days. Most people, if you're in the political spaces or in religious spaces, people are trying to find ways to like not unify communities. But we figure that if we read a text together, regardless of our opinions about it, because sometimes we agree on what it is in the daily readings and sometimes we don't, at least we can find some type of center in ourselves by asking ourselves these questions. This book comes from the 12 step traditions. This lady was really addicted to a lot of thoughts, emotions, and substances. She lost her son, and a lot of bad things happened to her, but she found a way to put her life back together, and she wrote this daily text. And this week's theme, which I'll let Tara take the top of graciously, um, and 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 deferentially. Um, but we're in week 41 out of 52 weeks in this year, which means that we are very close to Christmas, which is my most wonderful time of the year. And if there are some things that you wanted to get done, or some things that you really wanted, I'll say it better, not get done. If there are some seeds that you wanted to throw into the ground of your life in 2024 to sprinkle into your life, I don't know when they're going to come up for you, but if there are seeds that you want to throw, I would encourage you. We have 3 months, less than 3 months now. Now would be the time to throw your 2024 seeds. Shoot your shot. Kind of a vibe. If you want to shoot your shot on 2024, now would be a great time to do it because you got about less than 90 days to cook it. But we know you can handle it. Anyway, to you, Tara.
So, great intro. We are on week 41 of the year. That means there are 11 weeks left, folks. Weathering the storms. And I remember that this week, in the history of Dr. Flo and I knowing each other, has always been a hellish week. So I am hoping that a storm does not gather. Because right now we have withstood the storm. All right. Day 1. I was driving to an errand one day when a storm suddenly dumped water out of the sky. I couldn't see out the car windows. The streets flooded. I had to pull my car to the side of the road. I was scared. I sat there and I prayed. This truly is not me. I sat there and prayed for more than an hour. Finally, I noticed the sun peeking through the clouds. Metaphorical storms hit our lives as well. Our job may be threatened. Financial emergencies may arise. Our car may break down. A run of personal happiness may be interrupted by an attack of self-contempt or despair. Sometimes the storms feel personal. If a friend betrays us, lies to us, or manipulates us, we feel attacked. But it may be that our friend is in a downward spiral and getting hit by a different storm. Their behaviors don't have that much to do with us. A situation at work can feel personal, especially when it jeopardizes our income or job. But the shift may have to do with the management, corporate budgets, or something that has little to do with us. Nothing is personal. We didn't cause it, and whatever is happening is not a consequence of what we did. The storm has little to do with us, as does a hailstorm. That doesn't make sense. Let me try that again. The storm has as little to do with us as does a hailstorm that appears in the sky. Everything happens for a reason, but the reason for some of these storms may have nothing to do with us. When personal storms occur, it's time to pull our car to the side of the road and figure out what we need to do to protect ourselves. In the middle of these storms, we don't necessarily need to understand the lesson we should be learning. Rather, we need to calmly give ourselves over to a survival mode and commit to weathering the storm. Developing confidence in our ability to weather storms is the value this week.
Yeah, you made a comment about this over the last few years of us coming to the theme of this particular week. It's been like uh, crazy weeks of life imitating art or art imitating life. I think that this year is no different than the past years in that we're in a crazy ass socio-political climate and groceries costs my unborn first child.
It's true, child. We went shopping today and got 2 paper bags and 2 plastic bags. It was $75.
Exactly. So with
Crazy.
the cost of food going up and these impromptu shortages that aren't shortages and things like that, I would not say that I have accomplished this year a life that doesn't have any storms in it. And if there's a storm that comes this week, we've also recognized through the new teachings in our community that no matter what the fuck happens this week, we can handle it.
You can handle it, child.
Anything that happens that comes our way, humans out there, you can handle it. Um, but I think we are. I think that what's even crazier about this year is that I'm not just weathering one storm. I feel like all of my storms are on those plates, you know. But that's okay. A symphony of storms, you know, crosswinds heavy. But there's also rain slickers, and protections and shelters and things like that. So that feels good. All right, yo, let us get over into this root chakra and talk about that because that's going to anchor our week. We're thankful to Poppy Water and the House of Mommy Water for uh, providing us with the guidance and insight to head in this direction. Almost 2 years ago now, we've been working through the root chakra. I see Tara in the document. The root chakra, also known as the Muladhara chakra, involves exploring aspects related to stability, security, and our connection with the physical world. And there's not many people that I encounter in my daily connection points. There are not many people who do not want more stability, a greater sense of security, and also people who want to be connected. A lot of people, even the people who say, I don't like people, people can leave me alone, even those people still want, on some level, to feel connected with the physical world and the people around them. So here are some questions to guide your reflection tonight, and we may answer a few of them in the space. And also feel free, if you're watching live, to answer in the chat to take part in the interactive experience. Do you feel grounded and connected to the earth? Do you feel grounded and connected to the earth? How do you create a sense of stability and structure in your life? In what ways do you nurture a sense of belonging and community? I'll toss to Priolo. Um, what's giving you the biggest sense of stability? I'll give you a twofer. In your personal life, what's anchoring you? And then in your business life, what's anchoring you? And is there some overlap in this stability? Y'all remember that the root chakra is all about I am and your root system, like what's keeping you grounded when the winds of life blow. Remembering that blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
Blessed are the fruits. I think, oddly enough, what I'm finding stability in is the flexibility. And I was actually like, when you first asked it, I was like, actually, in my personal life, my child, like, there is a sense of instability as a parent, because like you never quite know which kid you're going to get at any given moment. You don't quite know if you're going to get angry baby or sad baby or happy baby or hungry baby. You just don't quite know, because they don't know, right? But there's stability in, like, your child is going to wake up in the morning, they're going to need a diaper change at some point, they're going to need to eat, they're going to need to take a nap. Like, there's stability and rhythm in that, right? The time might change, but there's stability in that. So that's what I would say in my personal life. In my business life, the stability and structure, I'm a very creative person, and I'm finally being able to sort of delve into all of my creativity and all of the different facets of me, right? So not just singing, not just teaching, not just designing, not just artivizing, activism as art as activism. Anywho, so yeah, those are my stabilities lately.
Yeah.
Forming structure around those.
Yeah. Personally, I threw the question to you without even thinking about it for myself, but personally, stability for me is being found in anchoring my nutrition.
Mm.
The more keyed in I get into like making sure that I am adequately hydrated and that I'm eating whole foods, and that I'm having like proteins and things that really, uh, even some folks were here behind the scenes, Angie and Tara and others popping through on the TikTok and just cooking that turkey burger for dinner and just giving myself the gift of that protein. Which if y'all watch Naked and Afraid, it is like the thing that makes people's brains go the first. A lack of water, like this is primitive shit. A lack of water and adequate protein makes humans turn into really, really weak people, belligerent people, angry people. Like, just, I would encourage any of you, I can't say the title again because it may get me flagged on TikTok, but watch these shows, these survival shows, any of them, and you will begin to see that humans are pretty primitive mammals and organisms. And it's pretty simple. If you can stay hydrated and keep yourself properly, proteined and fed, it can really change things. So that's helped in my life. Also, shout out to the Finch app. We do not get paid yet by them or endorsed by them, but they are a free app for Android or iOS. And if you put in your goals in there, like mine, which include to give myself adequate nourishment every day, you can really get back on track to doing that. Professionally, what's creating stability is, and I overshare some of my private conversations with my partner from time to time, and he's working with me on this. But I do want to say that one thing that we did talk about today was, in order for you to be able to reap the benefit of the accomplished feeling for your dream. We talked earlier about the seeds being thrown in Q4. The only way that any of us are going to be able to get that sense of accomplishment for anything you want to do, including Tara figuring out how to eat food and keep it off her chest. The only way that she's going to be able to get the sense of accomplishment is if she keeps looking for whatever the
Y'all, it is soy sauce on my shirt. And Badger Bears, this is a Viking shirt. Skull.
Congratulations to our Vikings again, 5-0. We love you so much. Purple all day. So yes, but the only way that you're going to be able to make an omelet is to crack the eggs. You can only feel the sense of accomplishment of making the dish if you actually combine the ingredients. And so for all of us in our lives that are building something, I want to encourage you to get out there and to do what I've been doing for stability. I've been doing things. I've been talking to people. I've been emailing folks. I've been inviting them into the podcast. I've been working on my casting notices. Like, I've been releasing things, and I feel on the other side of that a grand sense of accomplishment. I'm glowing differently in my life and moving differently because I am feeling a sense of accomplishment about what I am actually doing day in and day out. I also want to give a shout out to Jim Rohn and the teachings that we listen to here, because he was the one that clicked me also into the idea that we should feel the best at what we do. And so this week, as we go into the week and as we weather the storms of the week and as we ground ourselves, we should really focus on trying to feel that we are the best. Like, Angie is the best at what she does and who she is in the world, and you are the best at what you do in the world and what I'm doing. Even in this live stream, there are times where I would come into the live stream and kind of waffle and wouldn't be as grounded or focused in the conversation, and we've walked out of here many nights being like, oh, well, that happened, whatever. But our programming has felt more grounded and strong and connected, and like it's landing in people, and the numbers are reflecting it, because I am telling myself that I'm the best at connecting this loved and lovable message with the world, and it's a game changer. So as you move into the world this week, and as you're weathering your storms and grounding yourself and finding this stability professionally, personally, just continue to operate with the knowledge you have and stand on that knowledge. You of everything that you've learned and the things you've honed and become an expert level at in your life and in your lane. You are the best at it. And owning that in the marketplace and owning that at your job, or if you're an entrepreneur like us and us owning that in our businesses, is really going to turn the crank on this. It's like the engine's going to turn over when we start kicking in fucking doors and saying, I'm the best. People like Kamala kicking in the doors because they're just the best for the job. And it's important to just know when you are the best for the job that you're doing. You may not be the best for every job, Dr. Flo, Tara, Angie, and others who will listen to this in the Spotify podcast and over on Substack. But you may not be the best at everyone's job, but you certainly are the best at what you're doing. And when you get into a flow state, and then you're being the best in your personal flow state, I mean, we could really connect with some really cool people this week and build those new relationships and new patterns and new strengths. So, are you going to take the final lap around the Mario Kart with the people, or shall I?
Sure thing. Happy to close this out. Y'all, welcome to season 3. I think you can feel the energy is different. I think that the energy shifted last week, and I'm so happy to be in season 3 with you, Dr. Flo. I was around in season 1 and preseason, and then I missed a lot of season 2, and then I was in the season 2 finale, and then now I'm in season 3. So I feel pretty good about that. I feel secure and stable in that.
Yes. Rooted and grounded.
Yes.
And let me just say, and y'all need to know that a lot of what we've accomplished in the finale, and a lot of where we're moving into season 3 and the Christmas shows and the building out the love experience and going up and down the East Coast and touring, a lot of that is thanks to Tara Praolo. A round of applause, because I don't want to take us too much longer because we've been here for 39 minutes and 15 seconds. But what y'all need to know about Tara and I, and the reason why we hold each other in high regard, is that a lot of you all and a lot of us generally fall out of relationship and out of balance with our friends and family members. and it could be a disagreement or something real or imaginary that happens, and you just fall out of relationship, and there's a lot of anger and hurt and harm. And what Tara symbolizes for me as an individual on planet Earth is a person that I fell out of harmony with, but then we did the work to reconcile and to come to a terms of a relationship that made us both joyful and happy. And you don't see a lot of adults storming out of each other's lives and then coming back into harmony. And so I just want to just let y'all know, I'm going to give the microphone back because I'm kind of being that uncle at the party, giving the toast. But I want you to know that the reason why this is working this time around is because we're taking all of the gifts of each other and the reconciled gifts of our community and saying like, yo, I love you. So I'm going to work at being in harmony with you and loving you as you are. Yeah, it's a really, really warm place. But I would be really remiss if I didn't say that it was folks like Poppy and Angie and Tara that said, this floats. So let's continue to bridge it, you know, and it's a powerful place to be in when you believe in yourself and then people believe in you too, and the receipts are on the table. So thank you.
Well, and thank you. I mean, you know, the thing about this community and the thing about this network is that inside of this network, whether you are in a program or whether you are just listening to the podcast or whether you attend one of the Love Experience shows online or in person, etc., is you are a person who is healing and who is changing and who is actively trying to be better. Shout out to Team Better. And since I've been back, what I have noticed is more of a willingness from everyone in the community to simply be better for each other and for the world. And that maybe wasn't so true prior to the gone sign in the yard, as we joke about in the Telegram fires, of which I am, y'all, I haven't yet stopped Dr. Flo from blowing up a group chat. So someday. But if you want to be in the group chats, if you want to be in the band app, if you want to be in the know, if you want to be on the Instagram broadcast channels, we want you to be as close to us as you want to be. We can't control that. We can't tell you where you need to be. You have to decide that for yourself, just like liberation, just like freedom, just like healing, just like personal development, just like starting your business. All of those are individual choices that we have no control over. We love you. You are loved and lovable. Come as close as you want to be, right? Be seen if you want to be seen. But if you need to work up to being seen, then go work on that. We'll be here when you're ready to come, all right? Come weather the storms with us, the storms of life. Come fight genocides with us. Come liberate the world with us, because that's what we're walking towards. Come walk in joy and revolution with us. We would love to have you. And on that note, Dr. Flo and I will figure out the scheduling tomorrow, because I'm going to go do some other things. So we're going to figure out the scheduling for Daily Boost Demand. But we'll see you around. Continue to be anti-racist, be safe, wear a mask, make good trouble, do good work. We love y'all hardcore. You're loved and lovable. And